This is Meri at the Meri Atelier, and I'm going to do a thrift haul. I just finished watching Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations, and she was showing her thrift haul, Saturday thrift haul. So I said, okay, I'm going to do mine. I was going to hold it for tomorrow night, but I'll tell you, Becky and I need to collaborate on thrift hauls. Wouldn't that be fun to do? Boy, I'll tell you, that would really be fun if we could work that up. Well, anyway, I think we've done something like that before. But, however, let me get on to my notepad over here so that I can, and it is, well, it's trying to do its thing here. Let me set up my phone so that I can see folks coming in. My notepad is being really slow. I'll set my phone up. I'll set my phone up. Let's just get out of that. And there we are. It's Becky. Hi, Becky. Becky, you found a treasure for sure, didn't you? She was showing this. I didn't see everything you got. I came in when you were first opening that box of needlework items. Oh my goodness. I'll bet you if you took the retail of that box of items, you'd come close to $75, $80. I'll just bet you, because most of those things cost like $3 or $4 a piece, and some even more than that. Yeah, oh, you are, yeah, now that you're up of your no spend. Well, my brother had doctor appointments yesterday, and I asked him, they have a new Goodwill up there. They have a new Goodwill up there in that town where we take him to the VA. And I asked him, I said, can we stop there? And he was good. He let me stop there. And then I went to Hobby Lobby, and then we went out to eat. And we were both tired when we got home. We didn't get home till about 7:30, something like that. And it was too late for me to do a stream because I was out by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. But what I have here is a Facebook haul. And poor Penelope, I'm going to have to, she is really, her hat is going to have to be reattached before she loses her wig. So what I have here, I got from a little town about 8 or 10 miles east of where we are living. And I got them off of Facebook Marketplace. And these are all those Victorian calendars. There are 30 of them. There are 30 of them. Now I haven't even looked at these. I just went over and got them this morning. But there are 6 of these, all the same. And I'm going to have a giveaway. I think I'll keep 3 and give 3. There's 6 of them. They're all the same. And let me get out of there. And so I won't do that probably till tomorrow night. But they're the smaller, there's the Cynthia Hart's Victorian Days. And it's a little, maybe a 6x6 calendar. And it doesn't have dates on it as far as, the year. It just has the day. So you could use this for any year. And there's 6 of them in that box that she had. She must have collected these, or maybe she was connected with a store that sold things, and I don't know where she got them. But I think I'm going to keep 3 because I'll be probably cutting up a couple and keeping 1, but I'm going to give away 3. We'll do that tomorrow night. And then there's this smaller 6x6 book, which is Forget-Me-Nots, and it's just little little things. Now, I've got this specifically to cut up, and I don't know if I'm going to do it. I didn't realize this book was in there. Then there's this, which is a doll in the shape of a doll. You know, I love Victorian things. And then it's a little storybook in black and white. Oh, no, there's some colored in there, too, illustrations. So I don't know how much of this my heart can cut up. But I do like and these go from 1992, I think, up to 2015, 16, up around in there, 17. And I won't open every calendar because they're all the Victorian, and I love Victorian. But they're all different. Look, like this is for March, April, May. Now, I wouldn't say I got a bargain on these, as far as a bargain like Becky got, because I did pay a little pretty penny for them. But, and I'm not going to tell you how much, because you guys would go, oh, Meri, what did you do that for? And, but I know why I did it. It's because I enjoy these things. And, you know, you just cannot find, look at this. Isn't that awesome? And what am I going to do with these? I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. I probably alter them somehow, because I can alter the month. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I will probably not be giving away. See, this one's never even been opened. I will not be giving the large ones away. This one's been opened. It's got a dust jacket. I'll find one that's been opened here. Here's a 2007. And these come out every year. But I could see altering these. Just awesome. Just awesome. My heart just loves all this Victorian. So that was a real treasure that I found. And look, there's a whole stack of them, you guys. Is this these look like, oh, they almost look the same, but they're not. This is 1992 and this is 1993. But look, she used the same border when they published it. Not the same inner part, but the same border. Is exactly the same. Very interesting. So let me put these behind me. I don't want to sit here and open every one. I'll probably put these in my back room and you know, just keep one or two out. I'll probably work on those little ones first. But I put my hands on it. I would not say I got a bargain on them. Becky got a treasure bargain. She paid, what, $3-something, $3.40, $3.50 for that box of sewing items. And as she went through it, I'm going, oh my gosh. She really scored. So this is my marketplace, Facebook marketplace. The town is about 8 miles from us. 8 or 10. I forget the exact. I don't really count. And I think I'll keep these out. I'm going to give 3 of these away tomorrow night. So I'll keep those out as giveaways. Put the others up here. What you see on my desk here, let me adjust my camera a little now. Oops. What you see on my desk here is I've been cleaning and sorting, trying to get boxes out of the dining room, taking things upstairs. But at the beginning of this year, I was going to do another Stitcher's Journal, but I was only going to do 12 months. And this is parchment paper that I glued together here on the side. And I was going to bind it in this Thomas Kincaid cover. And I think I'm still going to do that. I think I'll have to trim the papers down these are nice papers. This is not the, this is a different, this is not the parchment paper. This is a different paper. But I think I'm going to have to trim, you know, off of this, and probably off of this. I haven't put, it looks like I have some of this. And this is purchased paper. This is not from Jacqueline or anybody. It looks like I have a sheet like this, and then a piece of parchment and a sheet. And I was going to do a needlework, an 8x8. I think it was 4 squares in here. And I think I got 1 or 2 done, and that was the end of that. Oh, here's one I did put a piece of fabric in here too. Lavender fabric. I think I might have a couple other. Yeah, is this fabric? No, that's paper. Here's another piece of fabric. So I got some fabric interspersed in here. So I'm going to work on putting some of these journals together so that I can actually, let me put the cover down here. I had another journal that I just finished, or I have to bind it. Oh, what I did with it, let me set this over here. And then I went to the Goodwill, and I did okay. Their base price at this Goodwill seemed to be $4.49 for the base. You never saw anything under $4.49. Hi, Teresa. Welcome in. $3.99. Well, you still scored, Becky, on that haul. I bought some crochet thread. This was that base price of this was $6.49. But some of these skeins in here have not even been opened, and those cost at least $3, if not more. Some of them have been opened, but some of them, and I think this is Aunt Lydia's, but I'll be using this for my tatting. Our tatting first classes started not this week, but last week, and then she's only doing it every other week to start with. Katia. The shuttle class starts, I think, coming weeks here in October. I think it's a Tuesday, if it's the 7th, I think. Then I got this box, and I didn't know what it was, and I asked the clerk who was stocking around there. It's a Christmas box. I said, do you know what's in this? They had it taped closed, and she thought it was more boxes when you jiggle it. And she said, when you go up there, take it up to the counter. And I wish they wouldn't tape. You know, look, that tape is on there. I'm afraid to, I guess I can use my heat gun. But what it is are beautiful bulbs. And they're Victorian. And I got these before I got those calendars. So Victorian came my way. It either had one more in here that's missing, or there was only 6. I don't know. Does it say how many were in there? It doesn't. See, they put their tags over. And I noticed they did that on the ceramic things too. If you turn the ceramic things over in this Goodwill, they have a tag right over where you're checking to see if there's a mark. And I can get the heat gun and get this tape off. So that was fun. I seem to have attracted the Victorian this weekend. And let me see. I got a few other things. It's going to be a quick haul. I got a big jar, a mason jar, to put threads, and $4.49 for this, which is this is a little bit more expensive of a Goodwill. It was out on the west side of town, and where all the mall, and it was a nice shopping though, but their base price was $4.49 and up. But I liked the size of this jar, and when I went to Hobby Lobby, they had some drawer pulls that, you know, for the Chester drawers in their clearance section. And I got one for 99 cents that I'm going to put on here. And this is just an old an old ball jar lid. So I'm going to keep that in here to put threads and beads and buttons and stuff in. And what else did I get? Let me show you if I can reach in here. Oh, I got this, and again, $4.49, probably a little bit overpriced, but I debated, and then I said, oh, get it, Meri. And look, here again, Victorian. These are just some, look like some hanging ornaments, some stationery. This has not been used. This is some candle wax, and there were two. The other one must have fallen out. There were two stamp heads. There was another stamp head there. Maybe it's in the box behind me, which is okay. It wasn't a great design anyway. This one is, it looks like a flower or something. But I don't know. Sometimes these stamp heads have their own sizes. But still, I can see if I can't find something to fit that. This looks like a sunshine or a flower. I don't know if you can see it. I can't see it in my, because it's kind of darkened out up there. It says rotate the camera, but I'm not going to fool with it. But I thought, well, by the time you buy, and these are unused, that's another, if it would have been used, I probably would have not purchased it. But these are not used. And you got the notepad and cards here. These actually look like, no, that's just the crease, and I can't tell. They're notepads and cards. They're plain. And then you have the ornaments here. So I got that, and then after I thought, well, you know, I'm probably going to use this because I like these colors. These are nice fall colors. I'll probably be playing with this. But then after I play with it, I can take the foam base out of the box here and have a nice little box that closes, and I'll have to work with getting the price tag off. I wouldn't say I got particular bargains, but I got some nice things. I think my calendars were really what... Oh, here's that other stamp head. Yay, it's in here. Let me put it in. Their stamp head is interesting. It screws on. It looks like I don't know if my other stamp heads will fit this because these screw on a screw, which is okay. And usually your stamp heads, well, don't go like this. I don't think they screw on a different way, but we'll use it. This goes in here, or was in here. This looks like a seashell or a flower shell or something in there. That I wouldn't say they're quality seals, but they'll do the job. And then I'm going to build a cardboard or foam board shelf to hold all these trays. Now I think this is pretty much of a bargain. There are 1, 2, 3, there's 6 trays, and I paid $4.49 for it. Again, $4.50. So probably what, a little over $1 a tray, and they're nice trays. And if I build, I'm thinking about building, you know, like a cardboard shelf, and then I could just stick the tray, you know, just take a box and put shelves in it to hold these. And then I can put papers or whatnot in there. And that'll probably go over on my bookcase. But for now, they're going to go back in the back closet because. And then the last thing that I got, this is not going to be a big video. The last thing I got, And I think this was a bargain. This big old stack of paper. Look at all that paper. And even when she rung it up, she said, wow, you really got a deal there. And this I paid $4.49 for. And I want to open this up and see what's in it. Because I'm always wanting paper. And they, of course, you know, they seal these up so you can't see what you're getting until you get home. You just know you got a big stack of some kind of paper. Let me dump this out. Hold on, it's got to. Looks like I might have gotten some file folders there. But this is Office Max filler paper, notebook paper. Our Office Max up in that town where I shopped went out of business. So I imagine this came from Office Max. But I'll use this in journals, if anything. So there's some filler paper. Here's some pretty file folders. These are nice. They're red, kind of this olive green color, and a gray. Nice ones. So that's okay. And then there's some file jackets. You know, they have the, they have a fluted edge, and then you can put things in there. Only one of those. But look at this big stack. This is nice paper. This, it doesn't have a name, but this is nice paper. It almost feels like parchment paper, you guys. I think this is parchment paper. This is nice. And there has to be over 500 sheets there, wouldn't you say? 500 sheets of this? Because usually a sheet of 250 is about like this. I'll bet there's 500 sheets of this, and it's all the same. I think I scored on this. I think this was my bargain. So I know I would have paid more than $5 for this. Hi, Lucia. Welcome in. Hi, Carol. Welcome in. So that was kind of my thrift haul. I was going to save it until tomorrow night, but I got inspired by Becky. Becky said that was a sun, that stamp head I was showing her. I'm going to use them. I probably would not have gotten it if those waxes would have been melted, but it was brand new. Nothing in there's been opened. And so, yeah, I just said, and I was looking for, Becky always inspires me. She has a Santa Claus collection that she puts out over the holidays on her mantle or in her home, wherever. And I'm trying to collect a nice Santa every year. And I've got quite a few. But I was looking at Santas in there, and I only found one that I would have bought, but it was a metal one, but it had a big deep scratch, not a long one, but a deep one and sort of a wide one, maybe about a ½ inch wide on the back. And truthfully, I didn't think it was painted that well. And I didn't get it. And then I found 4 little Santas, and they were $4.49. And they were wooden ones, and they were nicely done. I like those, except I looked at the eyes, and the eyes were just little dots in a white ball, and just a little dot. And, you know, when you see that in dolls, you know that's a quickly painted doll. So I put it back on the shelf. You're thinking this year I will look for an antique Santa for your collection. Wow. Well, I'm not sure. I kind of like a nice one. And I usually find, I don't want, well, I want a nice one, but I don't know about an antique one. I have a Santa doll up in Wisconsin, and I've got a nice Nutcracker doll up in Wisconsin that I purchased and paid money for when I was working, but I couldn't bring all that stuff home. So anyway, that's my haul for my Saturday haul. I want to tell you to go over and watch Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations. Becky, if you're still here and you want to drop a link to your video, I'll give you some time to your Saturday haul video. And she just inspired me. I said, okay, she's done. I'm going to run in there and do mine. Now I've got to find room for everything. And I tell you, this room looks as messy now as it did when I first started, and I took things out of here. But part of it is I haven't redone my shelving yet. And then I get things like those calendars. They're going to go back in the back room. And I painted that one here. I want to work on this box. I painted this box white. And I was looking for, I know you can get that contact paper with like the wood stuff. And I'm going to get some contact paper and put on here. And I'm going to use this as shelving too. And it'll go here somewhere. I still have it out. Or put napkins in it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. Okay, Becky dropped the link. They cost too much in the stores now. Yeah, they really do, don't they, Becky? She's talking about antique Santas. Becky dropped a link to her Saturday thrift haul. She and Scott went out. And she got a couple of nice books, too. She was showing a book about a gardening book. What was that book, Becky? One of her friends or one of her family or friends, I don't know exactly who, wants to do a cutting garden. And Becky found a book about cutting gardens. Bye, Steph. Have a great day. All right. She's ready for a nap. I understand. I was ready for a nap yesterday. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I think I love my calendars. Don't forget, tomorrow night I'm going to give away these 3 calendars. And the nice, they're Victorian. They're nice. They're about 6 by 6. But the nice thing about these is they don't have years. They just have the days of the month. So this could be used for any year, or you could alter it. I'm going to give 3 of those away tomorrow night. And I'll try to do it like around, well, tomorrow's Sunday, probably around 8 o'clock. So if you're around 8 o'clock and want a chance to win one of these fun calendars, pop in. All right. Bye, everybody. I got to go pick up stuff in this room so I can walk out the door. Bye.